Hi everyone, Lisa Haven here. Well, can a mathematical formula physically prove that God exists? Well, a couple of scientists believe they have discovered just that. Now, before I get into the article, I want to do a real quick shout out to, well, NobleGoldInvestments.com. Without them, I wouldn't be here able to do what I do. So check them out in the description box below. But with that, I want to get straight into the article because in the end, you'll make the decision on whether or not you believe that they actually proved the existence of God via a mathematical formula. Now check out this first report. This one is very recent, put out on Breaking Israeli News on July 10th, and the headline is titled, "Scientist Discovers Mathematical Proof of God of Israel." The report goes on to state that the scientist who mathematically proved prophecy claims his formula has cosmic implications, showing that the creation of the world was calibrated according to the location of Jerusalem and the return of the Jews to Israel. According to the scientist Saul Kulak, his discovery is indisputable proof of the existence of the God of Israel. It goes on, last month, Breaking Israeli News published a synopsis of Kulak's remarkable discovery, which is linked below, simply stated that he discovered that the dates of all major events affecting the return of the Jewish people of the land of Israel can be numerically obtained by a mathematical relationship between two observable physical factors, the inclination of the planet and the latitude of the borders of Israel. Now, this is how Kulak explains it specifically, and I'm going to read his quote there, but there are at least 15 points of the correlation between the historical migration of the Jews into Israel, the biblical borders of Israel, the shift in the axis of the planet. Now, Kulak goes on to say that this shows that the planet is changing the inclination of its axis according to the history of the Jews in relation to Israel and the geographical biblical Israel. Each correlation taken by itself is remarkable, but taken as a whole, it is a direct relationship that is statistically undeniable. There is no possibility that this is by chance. There is an irrefutable underlying causation. God created the earth according to the present plan of the Jews and Israel based around Jerusalem. Now, his theory seems a little bit Judeo-centric, in my opinion. However, in the article, he goes on to make this statement, and I quote, he says that he said the opposite is true. The relationship between Israel and his creation was in order for the rest of humanity to discover God himself. Interesting. So he's saying that that is just a picture for overall humanity to discover God himself. Well, whether or not he actually discovered him via a mathematical formula, or whether or not you believe that, I want to show you something else that was done in 1978. This guy also wrote a formula that he says proves the existence of God. Now check out this article. This one comes from pathos.com, and it was put out January of last year, but it states mathematical proof God exists. It goes on to state that the great mathematician Kurt Gödel, who died in 1978, left behind a series of equations that purport to prove the existence of God, as I understand it. The equations test the validity of St. Anselm's ontological argument for God existence, which defines God as the greatest being that can be conceived. Such a being would have to have the property of existence. Otherwise, we would conceive of a greater being, namely one that exists, and that one would be God. Now, two European computer scientists have taken his math formula and said it actually proves valid. Now, here's the actual formula itself. If you are a mathematician out there, I encourage you to check it out and take it on. Here is also his breakdown of how he kind of broke down the mathematical formula and what he means by each value there. So if you come up with anything, let me know. But in the end, these scientists are claiming, even scientists from 1978 to today, claim that they have a mathematical formula that can prove the existence of God. Now, as a Christian, I don't need math to prove that God exists, but it's always a good thing if it actually does pan out that way. And considering some European scientists have taken on the mathematical, or European mathematicians, I will say, have taken that on and proven it valid, well, I guess the ultimate decision is yours. Do you believe that a mathematical formula can prove the existence of God? Better yet, do you believe in God yourself? Well, I know where I stand. Well, thanks again for tuning into my channel. Please give me a thumbs up, share it on all your social media outlets, and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to also subscribe to my backup channel at Lisa Haven Vlogs. There is a link below. And don't forget to check out my partner at Noble Gold Investments. Well, I'm Lisa Haven, signing out.